G'day guys, down here at Stratco Jeps Cross with Phil. Phil, how are we?
Good morning, mate. I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. It's a nice and brisk morning. Not too warm, not too cold. That seems to be the weather at the moment.
Yeah, it's definitely changed, hasn't it? You know, daylight savings at the weekend, and since then, a bit chilly in the mornings.
Daylight savings. What does that mean for the gardens? Surely that means, got to water earlier, later.
It's hard to know, isn't it, really? We've seen a few showers sort of in the last few days, which is exciting to see some rain so early, but really hasn't been enough to do very much in the gardens at all. So you're right, it's just a matter of now sort of monitoring to just don't fall into the lull of the idea that we are going to get rain and that the plants are sort of going to be a bit more self-sustaining. We still have to do some watching for sure.
Don't turn off the taps just yet. Keep them on.
Not just yet, but maybe just back off on how regularly you're doing it.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, it's a massive weekend at Stratco, so all your local Stratcos, we have our Dream Big Sale event this weekend. We've got a massive giveaway coming up we'll go into shortly. But first off, Phil, I think we have a massive special in the garden centres across Adelaide this weekend. Minimum 20, maximum 50% off plants.
It's probably the biggest sales event that we've really ever tried to accomplish, so yeah, you're right. And a lot of the time we've done Super Saturdays, so it's just been the one day. So for the two big sheds especially, it's all weekend. And you're right, it's minimum 20% off stock, but we do have areas where we're completely overloaded. So for that reason, we're looking to move on some of that extra stock that we've got. And people going around will see these sorts of stickers, 30% off, 50% off. So if you see that, grab yourself a bargain, because all stores will have stock that they're looking to move on. So yeah, great opportunity to pick up some great plants at great prices.
Yeah, I'll be down here Saturday morning to get my free coffee, or maybe I'll go to St Mary's and get my free coffee. There's a tip. So free coffee at both the big sheds, and I'll be shopping the plant sale, get some plants for the front yard while they're on special. So like I said, it's a bargain, so it's a good time to do it. Giveaway. So this weekend, a part of our Dream Big Sale event, we're giving away 2 Greenworks battery-powered carts, which you're going to see Phil push around in just a moment. And then we're also giving away a mower. So to enter, all you've got to do is sign up or make a purchase with your Super Saver account this weekend on Saturday only. Across all stores, so it doesn't matter if you're Jeps Cross, St Mary's, Lonsdale, Mount Barker, wherever. Come down, make a purchase, and you'll see Phil in just a minute pushing around this automatic
a lot of fun. Absolutely. I mean, bit of fun. You'll see us sort of scooting around, but in all honesty, I mean, they're a hell of a thing to have in the backyard for moving potting mixes and all sorts of things.
So what I think it's 100 kilo capacity.
That's right. Yeah, 40 volt battery.
Yeah.
So yeah, so useful. I mean, and not just for around the garden. I mean, Tim and I were talking about it before. I mean, you'd love to win it to take down the beach and use it for taking your fishing stuff down the jetty and stuff like that. So many uses for them.
I can imagine filling up that with ice and running it around the golf course, keeping everyone cool with drinks. And I think there's a few uses you could have with that one. So you'll see Phil now just running around with it, but it's good fun. Put the kids in it, take them away.
Don't bring them back.
It's good fun, and there's also a Greenworks battery-powered mower up for grabs. So, like I said, all you got to do is make a purchase this Saturday, 13th of April. Yes, it's April. I keep forgetting. And yeah, that's it. And you go into the draw, and we'll draw that next week and announce the winners. So, 2 of those carts available and a mower. So, come on down to your local Stratco this Saturday and enter. If you're not already a Super Saver, just sign up or head to the website for more information. Other specials this Saturday, so we got 20% off DIY outback patios. We've got a $1,000 manufacturer's rebate on gable garages, plus an additional 10%. So massive savings there. And obviously the plants and a number of hardware specials across the stores as well. 25% off DeWalt, 25% off Greenworks and Ego products as well. So yeah, you can't go wrong. It's a great weekend. It's our Dream Big Sale event. It only happens once a year, so come on down, get yourself a bargain. I know I'll be here, Phil, and I know you'll probably be here as well.
I'll be here at Jeps Cross for sure.
Yeah, you can help me pick my plants because I've got no idea what I'm doing, mate.
Oh, that's my job. So yeah.
Coming on to April, obviously, we spoke about rain. We spoke about coming into colder weather. What's happening? Veggies, seedlings, all that kind of. What's happening in that department at the moment?
Yeah, it was a hard one to sort of choose a topic to discuss, and I guess when we looked at it, we sort of saw where the sales have been sort of in recent weeks, and you know, there's this big push back towards sort of being self-sustaining, and you know, lots of vegetables being sold, mainly seedling punnets, but you know, we're also seeing fruit trees moving, whether it be deciduous like we've got here on the left, or you know, I mean, you've seen it this morning, citrus has been a big topic of conversation, so plenty of activity around that. In terms of even the catalogue we've currently got running, finally, blueberries. So if anyone knows, there's been a massive problem with blueberries in sort of recent months. So interstate, they discovered a scale that affects blueberries.
Right. What's the scale? What's that? Is that an infection?
It's a pest. Yeah.
Okay. Yep,
so it's a pest that gets onto. Sorry, it wasn't scale. It was a rust. It's an infection that gets onto the plants. Now we don't have it here in South Australia, and we don't want it.
Of course.
So for that reason, they put a ban on bringing anything related to blueberries into South Australia. So hence the reason they've been in such short supply.
Yep.
Finally, we've got a local supplier that's decided to jump on board and do it, and they just haven't been very quick to grow.
Yeah. Right.
So we were supposed to have these probably back in November. But finally we've got them.
Yeah.
All stores have them, so
Awesome.
I would think we're selling through quite quickly. So
blueberries. So are they a seasonal plant? Are they like plant now and they'll sort of bloom soon, or like do you need to plant them every season or sticks around?
Sure. So the one that we've managed to get a hold of is an evergreen form of it. So you can get evergreen or deciduous types. The beauty for evergreen is, like I say, it's all year round.
Yep.
You would expect to start to see this flowering and potentially producing fruit next year.
Okay.
But I think what you would find is that sort of, you know, 2-3 years down the track, you'll start to see the best coming out of the plant.
Yeah.
And then, you know, they're not an awfully big plant to have. So, you know, you could have 2 or 3 of them sort of just scattered around the yard. You could put them into pots. They won't take up very much space. So,
Yeah.
a good one to have around.
Awesome. I mean, we've got a few garden beds on clearance at the moment online, guys. So if you're looking to pick up a couple of, I mean, what else we got? We got cabbage, broccoli, spinach, like things like this. You could easily pot them out into one of these garden beds. And I'm assuming these other ones are some other.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just to sort of, you know, as we talk, so broccoli at the moment is
My favourite,
very
guys.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, my kids love it. So, you know, certainly put a few of these in at the moment. Cabbages, not so much, but you know, it's the right time to plant them. Collies, I'm waiting on a delivery tomorrow, so fresh collies will be coming through. Spinach, so you know, your Popeye stuff, by all means get that in as well. And then there's still herbs around. This is a perpetual lettuce that you can grow, so this sort of thing here, as you plant it in, you can just pull off the leaves that you need to use at the time, but you leave the plant in, so that's
Yep.
really good. Parsley, you know, whether it be flat leaf parsley like this one, or the Afro parsleys that you get as well. So plenty to choose from. I mean, down in front of us, you can see the supply of what you've got there. And you know, all stores, once again, fresh deliveries in this week. I've got another delivery coming in tomorrow, so we'll be set up for the weekend.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, like I said, guys, the clearance online on garden beds are not in store, but the ones online special price. So I think perfect for potting out a lot of the veggies and seedlings and things that we're talking about here. Even some of these plants in front of us would make a beautiful garden bed as well. Talk to me about the fruit trees, Phil. So what are we looking to plant now? Obviously, they're not going to be giving us fruit anytime soon, but
Sure.
what things should we be planting out this
Well,
season?
yeah, I think sort of people are sort of seeing that last opportunity. Well, it's not really the last opportunity, but you know, while there's still some warmth in the soil, we talked about the days are getting shorter and there's been a bit of rain. So you would expect to see soil temperatures starting to lower. But people still see the opportunity to get in while there's good selection of citrus around. Now, we're likely to carry citrus all through winter, so it's not like you can't come in and pick your citrus up sort of over the coming months. It's just that I guess there's a sort of a hesitation to plant them out into the ground until the soil warms back up in springtime. But that doesn't mean that, you know, if you wanted to establish it in a bigger pot or something like that, that you couldn't do that through winter. So citrus, Like I say, you'll see that, until November in really good supply. Sometimes around Christmas time, the supply slows down a little bit, but at the moment there's certainly no shortage of us being able to buy it. We've got plenty of suppliers offering us sort of deals on them, so plenty to choose from. And I guess then it's, you look at your deciduous type fruit trees. We're just getting into that point now where, there's plenty of them around. They're just starting to drop some leaf.
Okay.
So they're going to start to head into their dormancy period sort of in the next month, 6 weeks. But once again, there'll still be plenty of deciduous sort of fruit trees to choose from over the winter months. And there's no reason not to be planting them out. They're not one that's affected by the temperature of the soil.
Yeah. So teach me something. Deciduous, are we talking apples or what does deciduous mean?
Absolutely. So deciduous simply means that they're going to drop their leaves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So they go into a period of dormancy. But in terms of what is available, absolutely, apples, apricots, plums, peaches, cherries, all sorts of really cool trees. And then with those guys, I guess you'd have to look at the type that you want to plant out, and whether or not you need to sort of find some sort of matching pollinator to go with it. So like, for example, with your apple trees, I guess probably the most universal pollinator would be Granny Smith. And then from that Granny Smith, if you were to plant something like a Golden Delicious or a Pink Lady or something like that, those will pollinate because you've got the Granny Smith in the ground. So it depends on the size of your yard as to sort of what the combination could be.
Sorry guys, technical difficulties there. We're back now. So Phil, we touched on the garden notes about de-hedging and those last minute, what are we in? Autumn tasks that we need to sort of accomplish.
Absolutely. So, for me, classically the biggest thing this time of the year is with the leaf drop, sort of staying tight in the yard. So, making sure that your gutters are clean and things like that. Spend plenty of time cleaning out your gutters because of all the leaves that have already started to drop.
Yeah.
Now that's likely to happen for the next 6 or 8 weeks. So there'll be plenty of tidy up to do. I guess the other classic is that weeds simply don't stop growing. And I guess before it gets too cold and wet and people don't want to spend any time in the garden, it's a good opportunity just to try and spend one last effort to get on top of those weeds, get them sprayed off or pull them out if you can do that, just before it gets to the point where you don't want to spend more than say half an hour or so outside.
Yeah. Well, it's getting to that point now where we'll be discussing winter and then spring. It's coming very fast.
Yeah, well, you'd know from a marketing point of view. We're already talking spring. Spring catalogues are already sort of underway, and we've got plenty of suppliers offering us new stuff for spring sales. So there's spring will be very exciting. Lots of new stuff to come, and like you say, I guess we'll probably touch more on that sort of in incoming videos.
Yeah, definitely. I think next discussion will be winter. Now that we'll see a bit more of this colder weather next month, and then more.
Do you reckon we'll be jacketing up by the time the next video comes in?
I don't know. I've worn a jumper twice this week, so I'm already there. So I don't know. Next video you might see me in 2 layers, 3 layers. Who knows? Well, thank you guys. We've come to the end of this video, but again, this weekend, Saturday, 13th of April, it is our Dream Big sale. Massive specials, 20% off DIY outback patios, minimum 20 to maximum 50% off plants. That's everything. Come on down, get a bargain, grab a coffee at Stratco, Jeps Cross or St Mary's while you're shopping. But all the specials are available at all your Stratco stores that are open on Saturday. And the plants and the other specials at the big sheds on Sunday as well, aren't they?
That's right, yeah. So don't feel that you've got to get in.
Nope.
Obviously get your best stock on the Saturday because we'll be as full as we can be. But for this time only, or as far as I know, Sunday as well.
It's not often it happens 2 days, that's for sure.
For sure.
So coming in, and like you said, all the good stock, because I'm going to buy the good stock Saturday, will be gone Saturday. So, and while you're shopping, guys, every super saver that makes a purchase on Saturday at any store goes into the running to win one of 2 Greenworks garden carts, which you might see Phil riding on in a second, or a battery-powered Greenworks mower as well. So thank you guys for joining us. Get down here on Saturday and get a bargain. Phil, we'll see you next month.
Certainly will. See you, mate.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks.